So cycle 2, first experiment, so second experiment, timer counter programming. In that first program, this one, generate a square waveform with 3 millisecond on time, 10 millisecond off time. Assume the internal oscillator frequency 22 megahertz and generate at port 0. Okay. So 22 megahertz meaning what is the pulse width of the clock pulse which enter into the timer circuit. So divided by 12, 1.833 megahertz pulse width t equal to 0.546 microsecond. So I have not given any timer mode. So timer 0 mode 1. In this example, we are going to use timer 0 mode 1. Okay. Next. So one pulse with 0.546. That meaning if the timer count one clock pulse, that is equivalent to 0.4546 microsecond time delay. But what is the desired time here? 10 millisecond off time first, and then 3 millisecond on time. Okay. First 10 millisecond off time and then 3 millisecond on time. So how to calculate now? Off time calculation. We want 10 millisecond time delay. One pulse count 0.546. So 10 millisecond meaning 10 millisecond per divided one, you will get 18315 clock cycle. Mode 1, that is 16-bit counter mode. So this many number of clock pulse, the timer should be count for generating 10 millisecond. Okay, but we cannot load this value directly on the TCON register. There is a formula, count to be loaded in TCON register. Maximum count, 16-bit timer remaining 65536 minus this clock pulse. This is the count value, decimal value to be loaded in timer register. In hexadecimal, convert into hexadecimal 75 to TL0, B8 to TH0. So these programs already we discussed during the theory part. Okay. And one more thing, what today morning and I tried to explain, instead of converting this 18,315 clock cycle, but it is a 16-bit, okay, not possible. Okay, I'll explain in some other example. Right. So 75 TL0, B8 TH0 for off time. On time, 3 millisecond on time, follow the same procedure. This many number of clock pulse to be counted by the timer to generate 3 millisecond. But what is the value to be loaded in the TCON register? Maximum count value in decimal minus how many number of clock pulse to be counted. Direct. If you are using hexadecimal, then maximum value in hexadecimal minus desired value in hexadecimal plus 1. Anyway, you will get same 60042, you will get it in both cases. This is in decimal. If you convert into hexadecimal, EA8A, load this one. Okay. So according to the given specification, 22 megahertz internal oscillator, 100 millisecond off time, 3 millisecond on time. First, we calculated the value to be loaded in TCON register for a specific on time, off time. Mode 0, timer 0, mode 1 configuration, we have to load 0, 1 in the T mode register. Okay. So B875. What is B875? B8, initially I need off time only. So B875 loaded into the TCON register. Lower order loaded into TL0, higher order 8-bit loaded into TH0. So initially off time. So P naught port 0 maintain as 0, 0. Okay. Now call delay. So delay program returns separately. Where here? Okay. So until the overflow occurs, continuously the timer count the internal clock pulses. Once the overflow occurred, then stop the timer uncontrolled bit. Then clear your overflow flag and go back to return. So if you execute this particular loop with the loaded values of B875, you will get 10 millisecond off time. Next, return. once is written from the subroutine, this is the next instruction after a call instruction. So this is the instruction for on time delay, EA80, which we have calculated here, EA80. So this EA80 loaded into TCON register. Now make your P naught as logic high. Okay, call your delay program. We loaded this much value according to our 22 megahertz internal oscillator. You will get 3 millisecond on time. Okay. So once written from this subroutine, again, yes, jump back. Repeat the same procedure again and again. So this program we discussed in the theory part and the video available in your drive. We have to write the subroutine in the separate address location. So that is the difference between call instruction, jump instruction. Call instruction, we are always calling some other program. Okay. Usually it is called as subroutine, which is saved in some separate memory location from the main memory. Okay, the starting point is 3000. So I have demonstrated this particular program during theory classes itself. Don't expect same questions will come. You may expect anything. You have to understand the program and modes of operation of timers and counters. Let's check first. Correct, no? So this is the program. So whatever I have written here, same thing I have typed here. Okay. So this is your main program. This is your subroutine, subprograms. Okay. So you know the procedure already. First you need to create the project in the separate folder and then create your source file. Add the source file in your project. So I have added. Now you have to check whether the crystal oscillator frequency is 22 megahertz. By default, it will be 24. So you keep it as 22 as per the objective of our experiment. Okay. So run the program. P naught. Okay. In the P naught pin only, we are observing the square waveform. So in first time, if you are simulating this code, click on this oscilloscope analysis window. You will get the window like this. Here setup will be available. If we click on this particular button, the window will one option will be appear. Here you have to type P0.5. So I'll show you for you now. So we have written the program. The waveform should appear at P0. Port 0. So P0. And one more setup, you make it as maximum value 1, 0, 1. Before run, you have to select your port to visualize the output using this analysis window. Now run your program. So the waveform will be appearing. To measure this, stop. This is your on time, correct? On time. This is your off time. So to calculate the off time end, the off time end point. Just click the cursor over there. 15.692 second minus 15.6825. You will get your off time and verify whether it is 10 millisecond or not. On time. So at this particular point, what is the value? On time end minus on time starting push. Click on this. So you can verify. You will get exactly 10 millisecond off time, 3 millisecond on time as per our program. Okay. So this I kept as your experiment 2A, timer programming using assembly language. Next. Next, we have to write the timer programming using C language. Cycle 2, experiment 2B. So in the objective I given write a C program to toggle the pin P15. Port 1 fifth pin must be continuously toggled for every 50 millisecond. For every 50 millisecond, P15 should be toggled. Okay. Use timer 0 mode 1 that is specified in the aim. Okay. And the oscillator frequency, you have to use 8051 microcontroller. I provided AT89C51. 8089C51. Particularly use oscillator frequency 11.0592. By default, 24 megahertz will be there, but you have to change it before running your code. You have to change it 11.05 to 0592 megahertz. So 11.0592 megahertz internal oscillator frequency. If it is divided by 12, okay, then this frequency applied to your timer. So we already calculated if 11.052 is the internal oscillator frequency, then period of 1 clock pulses, which is entered into your timer circuit, 1.085 microsecond. 1.085 microsecond. So this is the input to a timer circuit. So 50 millisecond I need. Okay, for 1 clock pulse, 1.085 microsecond, 50 millisecond time delay we need. So I think in the theory classes we have calculated already the 50 millisecond time delay. What is the value to be loaded in the TCON register? So I'll directly use that value. So you check that the value to be loaded 4BFD. 4BFD. So this value to be loaded in TCON register. Particularly this lower order 8-bit TL, higher order 8-bit TH. So 50 millisecond divided by number of count. How many clock pulse to be loaded? Number of clock pulse to be count for 50 millisecond. 50 millisecond divided by 1.085 microsecond. Okay. So in the theory classes, we have done this. Then again convert that value into hexadecimal. So I'll check once again. 50 millisecond program where we have written. We have the calculator, you can do it directly. Okay. Okay. So we have to count 50 millisecond divided by 1.085 microsecond. So whatever result you are getting, this many clock pulses we need to count actually. So approximately you will get 50 into 10 power minus 3 divided by 1.085 into 10 power minus 6. And 50 divided by 1.085 into 10 power 3. So 50 divided by 1.
46082.
How much?
46082.
6082 pulses, correct?
0.9.
0.9, 0.9,
Yes, sir.
correct? So
Yes, sir.
keep it as 46083 pulses. This is number of pulse to be counted. Number of pulse to be counted, but we cannot load this value directly in the TCON register because for 16-bit counter, sorry, for 4-bit counter, total 16 clock pulse it will count. Suppose if you need to count only 5 clock pulse, then we should not enter 5 directly. If you enter the 5 directly, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it is not the exactly the timer will not count 5 clock pulses. So simple example. For 4-bit counter, total 16 clock pulse the timer will count. Example, I need only 5 clock pulses to be counted. So 14 maximum count minus desired count, 11. So I need to load 11 only on the counter. Then only I will get exactly 5 count. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 5 count. 17th clock pulse, it will be reset again. Same concept here. For 50 millisecond time delay, my timer circuit should count 46083 clock pulses. But I should not load this value directly. So we are using mode 1, no problem, 16-bit mode. 16-bit mode meaning 65536. So desired number of pulse to be counted, value to be loaded in TCON register. So 65536 minus 46083. Check this value.
19453.
19
19453.
19453. This is decimal. So convert into hexadecimal 19453. Are you getting this value? 19453. 194532 hexa value. Yeah, 4 4B FD. 4BFD. Okay.
Yes, sir. 4BFD.
So that is equal to 4BFD. So FD should be loaded into TL. This should be loaded into TH. So which mode here? Timer 0. Timer 0 meaning TL0. This should be in TL0. This should be in TH0. So first we have to find out this value to be loaded in the TCON register using this procedure. Okay. Now C program. No need for any basic classes because you already studied C program. It's just basic programming only. Hash include register 51.h. Okay, so this header file include all the 8051 microcontroller registers for the programming. Next, void T0 mode 1, some name you give for your function. I'm going to write one sub function particularly to generate the time delay. The name of that function name is T0M1 delay. I'm declaring the function declaration. Next, S bit, single bit. Single bit, I'm giving some name. My bit is my name. Port 1 fifth pin. Okay, the symbol indicate port 1 fifth pin. So this is my user defined name, my bit. Next, start your program. Void main void while my bit going to be toggle. Okay. My bit going to be toggle. That is a condition given. So what is the time in between the toggle state? We have to generate. So timer 0 mode 1 delay function I have written separately. I'm calling that function. Okay, I'm calling that function there. So while loop, there are two lines are there. So put open parenthesis, closing. Now write your delay program separately. Void timer 0 mode 1 delay. Just name I given like this to understand clearly. First we have to configure the mode register. T mode register equal to mention hexadecimal, you have to use the symbol 0x. 0x 01. It represents 01H. Okay, in C program. Next, TL0, the value to be loaded is FD. We have calculated just now. Semicolon is must. And TH0, we have to load 0x 4B. Okay, now start your timer 0 by executing TR0 equal to 1. Next, okay, wait until your timer flag will be overflow. That is when your timer flag 0 overflow until the same line will be executed. Okay, if TF0 equal to 1, then next line will be executed. So reset your timer 0, then clear your overflow flag. That's it. So this is your delay program using C language. Okay. Same concept. There it is assembly language, here it is C language. With the help of your fundamental knowledge on C language, you can directly write the program. So P15, I defined user defined name, my bit. S bit represents single bit. So my bit equal to inversion. This is the symbol for inversion. So in the keyboard, you can see this symbol. So this symbol will indicate inversion of your particular bit. When every 50 millisecond. For every 50 millisecond, you will be getting the toggle. Okay. So this is the code. So how to simulate this code in Keil? Same procedure. While saving your source file, you have to put .c operation. You have to mention .c operation. Style check. Is this correct? Same program. Okay. So create your project and select your device and create your source file. While saving the source file, let's see here, timer 0 mode 1 .c. Okay, timer 0 mode 1 .c. This is very important. Assembly language program .asm. C language program you have to mention .c. That's it. Remaining procedure same. And here you have to mention 11.0592 because in the aim of your experiment, it is mentioned use 8051 microcontroller. 8051 microcontroller internal oscillator frequency 11.0492. By default, Atmel 89C51 24 megahertz. So you have to change that frequency. Please don't forget. So run, check your code. Is there is any error or not? Step by step. First translate, build, rebuild. Check 0 errors. Now go to run option. P1. We are going to observe P1 5 port 1 fifth pin. So in the setup, select this one, give P1.5 and also minimum 0, maximum 1. Okay, using this analysis window. So this program already I have simulated. So once I click this debug option, directly the port 1 is appearing. Otherwise, you have to go there, analysis window, and then go to setup. Then click this particular symbol, type P1.5, close it. Now run your program. Okay. Can stop and measure. 50 millisecond, correct? We have written the program for 50 millisecond. So 35.61. Write down. 35.6137. $35.56637. So do the subtraction. Okay. 56637. This point. $6137 exactly. Yeah. So are you getting 50 millisecond? The gap between toggle meaning 0 state and then again state 1. Then 0 state again state 1. So one either on time or off time, you should get 50 millisecond. Correct? you get 50 milliseconds. So you may calculate that value at the end. You just click on this. So whatever time, just note down. Time by default it is available in the second only. So minus this one. So convert this result into millisecond. Definitely you will get 50 millisecond. So this is the way how to write your C language. For our theory examination, I think they won't specify to write the program using embedded C. So this program called as embedded C. Embedded C, ordinary C language, but we are incorporating the microcontroller related information. Port 1, 5th pin, and T mode register, TL0, TH register. Okay, so like this. So are you clear with this 2A and 2B experiments? Cycle 2, experiment number 2, AB. Both timer program only. One is at one timer program using assembly language, one timer program using C language. But for both, the basic calculation, count to be loaded, all are same. Only the program is different. Next, we'll move on to counters. To C, counter programming. First one, assembly language. Okay. So in the morning class, we have written one program. There one small mistake there. It's not again here. That will come here. Just colon only. So this program in the morning class we have written. What is this? Yeah, counter 0, P3.4. So this particular pin receive the external clock pulse. Use mode 2. Mode 2 meaning 8-bit auto reload mode. Okay. So we are using counter 0. So these all bits are 0, 0, 0. Counter meaning this particular field must be high. Mode 2, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. 1, 0 represent mode 2. So 0, 6 loaded into T mode register. Okay. In auto reload mode, we are loading the desired the count to be in TH only. TH only we have to load. So okay. So this value loaded into TL automatically. Next, P34 receiving the clock pulses. So to configure the P34 as input mode, make it as 1. Set B P3.4. Now start your counter. Start your counter. That meaning your TL register started counting the external clock pulses. Okay, so if you want to know the status of your TL0, display the TL0 value in any one of the port. In this example, I'm displaying the status of TL0 in port 1. Move TL0 to accumulator first, through accumulator move to P1. Okay, so as long as the TL0 count the value, maximum up to FF it can able to count. 256 clock pulse it can count. Once the 256 reached, then timer flag will be set. Okay, once the timer flag set, the interrupt will be generated. Then you have to stop your counter again and clear your flag. And yes, jump start. Again, start the same procedure again. Okay. So this assembly language program in the morning classes we have completed. So how to simulate the counter in the Keel software? Timer count the clock pulses. That is internal oscillator clock pulses. But counter receive the clock pulses externally through this particular pin. See here, timer 0 T0 pin is used. Timer 1 T1 pin is used. External events. I give an example for this counting operation. Number of objects moving in a conveyor belt, or number of people entering into the particular hall. Okay, this is not a uniform clock pulses. Whenever that event occurs, the pulse will be generated. Okay. So this is an assembly language program first. Okay, I think same program. Counter 0, mode 2. So we have to configure timer T mode register 06. Initial value of the counter, that is reset condition 00. P3.4 is input mode. Start your timer 0 and show the status of timer 0. Show the status of TL0 value in P1. Because in mode 2, it is auto reload mode. TL receive the clock pulses, it counts. Okay. But the initial value to be loaded in TH only. So that's why we have loaded in TH. Please remember that concept. So in the theory part already explained about mode 0, mode 1, mode 2, mode 3 and all. So that is very important for writing the program. This is mode 2. The value to be loaded in TH only. That automatically loaded into TL. Once it is overflow occurred, then whatever value we loaded in TH, again the TL loaded with the same value. So in this example, 00 is our initial value. So once it is overflow occurs, then 00 will be loaded into TL register. Okay, it's a simple program. How to check the output? Check your code whether it is error is there or not, and then go to debug session. So P34, okay, P34 is receiving the data in clock pulses externally. So peripheral IO port, take your P3. So here manually we are going to give the clock pulses. I'll tell you how to do that. Next, if you want to see the T mode register, you can check timer 0. Okay, we are using timer 0. Right. Next, P1. Through P1 port only, we are visualizing the output. So port 0. So port 3 receiving external clock pulse. Port 0 displays how many clock pulse the counter counts. Okay. Now run your program. Okay. So 8-bit auto reload on mode that we have written already. Right. Initially, TH0, the loaded value, we loaded. This value by default loaded into TL0. Okay. Now P3.4, P3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, this bit. So whenever this particular bit is receiving the clock pulse meaning whenever the external event occurs, a one pulse will be generated. Say for example, which is reflect in the accumulator. Why not put 0? So 0, 1, 2, 3. So whenever I'm giving the clock pulse, the TL will be incremented. See here. See the status of TL. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm giving one pulse. Next. Look at here. This TL started counting. Next clock pulse, 7, next clock pulse, 8, and so on. Okay. So it can count out to FF. Once it started FF, then it reset to 0, 0 again. So this TL value I moved to accumulator and then moved to P1. So accumulator is reflecting that value. Sorry, port 0 I took. I need P1 only, no. Port 1 only I'm observing the output. Sorry, you can see here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. See here. For each and every clock pulse, external clock pulse input, it will be counted. So the corresponding binary value you will be observing in the port 1. Okay. I'll show you this now FF. Right? As 8 bit is not reaching. Okay, it will continuously go. Once it reaches FF, then again it will come back to 0. So it will take a lot of time. Do you understand now? P3.4 pin receiving the external clock pulse. Here there is no option, so I'm manually giving the clock pulse at P3.4. On each and every clock pulse input, my TL0 started counting. That TL0 I moved to accumulator. Through accumulator in the P1 port, I can see the status of this TL0. That's what I'm doing here. To keep on just turn off this, that is considered as your one clock pulse. Then your TL register will be incremented one by one automatically. Right? So this is a demo for counter program in assembly language. So any doubt in this particularly? Programs I explained in the morning, and today also I explain. This is mode 2. Remember this. Okay. Similarly, counter program in C language. So stop this. Counter using ASM. Good. Sure. This one counter 0 mode 1. So I written the program for counter 0 mode 1 using C language. Okay. Counter 0 mode 1. So what is the value to be loaded in T mode register? Counter 0 mode 1. So already in the theory class we discussed. Any example? Sorry, counter 0 mode 1. Timer also we are using, but a counter 0 mode 1 meaning this entire will be 0. 0, this 0 1 0 1 0 5 to be loaded. Okay, so please look at this program. I'll explain shortly. Assembly language, we simulated a counter program. Same concept, but I am using counter 0 mode 1. Mode 1 is 16-bit counter. Okay. Previously, mode 2 we used. Mode 2 only 8-bit counters up to FF only. It will count 256 clock pulse only. It will count. Mode 1 65536 external clock pulse. It can able to count. Okay. So include your register header file. Assume P3.4, that is timer 0. So I'm using my user defined name T0 input. This is I'm giving my name P3.4, that particular pin. S bit represents single bit. I'm giving one name T0 input. Okay. So initially make that T0 input P3.4 as input configuration mode. So I make it as 1. Instead of using P34, I'm using T0 input. This is my user defined name. Okay. So T mode equal to hexadecimal 05 value, which configure the timer is counter 0 mode 1 operation. Counter 0 mode 1 operation. So mode 1 16-bit timer TL0 TH0 both we are defined initially 00. Okay. Next, start your timer. So once you start your timer, whenever the external clock pulse enter at P3.4 pin, your timer 0 start your external clock pulses. Okay. So if you want to display your status of your timer register in the port, so in this example, I used TL0 status in port 1, TH0 status in port 2. Okay. So once the overflow occurs, this particular line will be executing as long as TF0 equal to 0. When the overflow will occur in mode 1, if it is reaches FFFF, that is 65536, then stop your timer and again reset your overflow flag and repeat the same procedure again and again. Okay. So this is simple C program. Counter 0 mode 1 operation. I think same example I given in your experiment also. Cycle to second experiment, option D. Read the question carefully. The program is this one only. Write a C program for counter 0 mode 1 and display the status of TCON register in port 1, port 2 respectively. Lower order TL register port 1, higher order data in port 2. That is the given objective in the question. Okay. Now I'm going to simulate this. So we are using port 3 receiving the external clock pulse, which is reflect P1, P2, right? P1 lower order, this one. P2 higher order data in P2. Okay. So if you want to see your timer register, timer 0 only we are using. You can see the timer zeros. Now I'm going to run the code. Okay. So I run the code, run completed. Initially TL000, TH000. So P3.4, port 3, fourth pin, 0, 1, 2, 3, fourth. If I give one clock pulse, see the status. One clock pulse counted TL0. So lower value, TL information available in port 2, right? TH information available in port 2. So if you keep on give the clock pulse like this, so your counter will be automatically incremented by 1 for each and every external clock pulse. So this is a demonstration for your time counter 0 mode 1 operation. So almost 20 examples available in your microcontroller reference book, which is available in your Google Classroom. Both assembly language timer counter programming, C language timer counter programming. Whatever may be the aim given to you, the student should able to write the assembly language code as well as C language code for mode 0, mode 1, mode 2, any mode of operation should be ready. Okay. So due to time limitation, I'm giving one demo for each and every timer counter. Assembly language one program, C language one program. For timer counter also one assembly language, one C language. So 4 objectives are given to you. The deadline is next week only. And all those 4 programs also I explained in the today laboratory session. But for the examination, you have to refer more programs. Don't expect the same data